Here we go. We've made it to the co-main event. Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Niko the Hybrid Price. Who's up first? I lost track. I got a little too wild on Chimaev there. I lost it. What do we got?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's me. And
Go ahead, Cody.
Breaking down this fight, similar to two other fights that we talked about. Obviously, the Randy Costa fight from way back when, but more importantly, probably the Johnny Walker versus Ryan Spann fight. I honestly think that Niko Price has that X factor in that he's got a lot of power. Not, a good amount of power. A lot of these guys hit hard. Oh, gee, Cerrone can't take a great punch. It has nothing to do with Cerrone's ability to take a punch and everything to do with Niko Price is just a hell of a hitter. Now you factor that on top of Donald Cerrone getting a little bit older. You factor that on top of Donald Cerrone 4-fight losing streak. You factor that on top of Donald Cerrone 0-2 since coming back to welterweight, starting to slow down a little bit, starting to become a more hittable target. It just seems like Niko Price catches him at some point. But similar to those other fights, Ryan Spann, the more technical fighter, Journey Newsom, the more technical fighter, I honestly think that Donald Cerrone is a much more technical fighter. His stand-up game is just a lot crisper. It's a lot more compact. His punching combinations is good. When Donald Cerrone gets feeling it, when he gets feeling light and he gets loose and he starts to get his confidence going, he ties it together just about as good as anybody. Could I see him go out there and put a clinic on Niko Price? Absolutely. We've seen guys that are just tighter, more technical, and a little bit faster beat up on Niko Price. Can he take a punch? Yes. Has he been knocked out? Also, yes. But you can defeat him in the striking. As far as the wrestling goes, Donald Cerrone, good wrestler. Spent a lot of time on it. It's always one of the staples of all of his camps is, getting yourself ready for the wrestling. He could use it. His grappling, we all know how good his grappling is. He's got multiple paths to victory that he could defeat Niko Price. But this is also a 15-minute long fight. And if he doesn't put Niko Price away, at some point, you just got a feeling that Niko hits him and then it completely changes. Now, we've seen Donald in fights, maybe the Darren Till fight or the Jorge Masvidal fight once upon a time. Maybe even the Matt Brown fight, although he prevailed in that one. He can look really good until he gets stung. And when he gets stung, he shuts down right away. All of a sudden, he stops throwing. All of a sudden, he stops moving. He's not very mobile. And I just almost get the impression that if I bet Cerrone on the basis of, savvy veteran, he's fought the best guys, he's got the technique, he's got the skill, he's got areas that he can win this fight. It's just that X factor is he's going to get hit. He always gets hit. It's Donald Cerrone. Maybe he puts him away. But one interesting thing is Donald Cerrone's oftentimes struggled against opponents that are aggressive, opponents that come out there, talk a lot of shit to him, get into his head, so to speak. Don't buddy with Cerrone. As soon as you buddy with Cerrone, it's loose. There's a pressure off him. It's more of a sparring match, and then he turns it on. Niko Price seems like he's super buddy with Cerrone. Don't know if that's going to affect anything. I'm not sure. But if Niko Price doesn't put that death touch on him, I can see Cerrone pulling away with this thing. As far as cardio goes, Cerrone used to be a cardio machine, right? Used to fight 3 rounds, no problem. Used to fight 5 rounds. Now, I don't know. I don't know if it's damage. I don't know if he just doesn't wear the punishment quite as well. I don't know if it's, physically he's taxing and he's getting older. I don't know if he has a family now and his own gym and his own saloon and his own ranch and he's got horses and he's got ATVs and he's got boats. And you could get away with that when you're 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. He got away with it when he's 35, 36. The 4-fight losing streak is indicative of the best of Donald Cerrone is behind us. Whereas Niko Price, still 30, training at ATT, making subtle improvements. And he's a big welterweight. Look at the reach on him. Big, long reach on him. Big, strong, physical guy. Whereas Donald Cerrone at 55 was tall, never really filled out. At 170, it looked like he filled out a little bit. But now you're seeing him run into bigger, stronger guys, and it's just he doesn't come away with those wins. Last time he beat an opponent, Ali Quinta, at 155 pounds. Alex Hernandez at 155 pounds. Neither of those guys have looked good since Donald Cerrone's defeated them. Alex Hernandez went 1-1. Rob Trinaldo then got knocked out against Drew Dober, and Ali Quinta lost his next fight. Now he's selling real estate again. He's pretty much got his foot out the door. His knees are also shot to bits. Regardless, it's like Cerrone can have those fun fights. I thought he beat Pettis. I really did. But that's perfect matchmaking. He's fought Pettis a few times. At this point, they're kind of at the same level. They're both lightweights. They're just opting to take the fight at 170 because it's like, hey, buddy, I don't really want to cut weight either. Why don't we just fight at 170? That one was fun, and I thought he won, but all the same, it was a close decision, and he lost that close decision. Niko Price, probably not looking to be that Anthony Pettis sparring type match, and he's a natural 170 who's big and has just got some crippling power on him. So, honestly, this is another fight that I keep flip-flopping on because I see the merits of Donald Cerrone. I really do. But I just come back to that. I don't think Randy Costa lands that kill shot. With Walker, I ended up picking Spann, I don't think neither of these 3 guys, one of them's coming through. One of them's landing, and one of them's landing to devastating effect. Maybe I'm going to say it's going to be Niko Price. So ever so slightly in the co-main event, I'm going to take Niko Price. And I suppose if you have Price, you take him by knockout on the basis of he might be getting his ass kicked until he puts Cerrone away. But, I don't know that I love the props on either side on that one. So Niko Price straight up, but, not one of fights that we just talked about Chimaev for 15 minutes, and we had so much confidence. This one, far less confidence, but the official pick would be Niko Price.
DFS by the numbers. What do you think on this one?
Yeah, this is a very, very tough fight to call, and mostly because, on paper, it's Donald Cerrone all day. Watching the tape, I think Cerrone is the better fighter pretty much everywhere. It's just, he's not been looking the best lately. I think he's lost his last 4 fights. Of course, we got to factor in the level of competition, like Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje, Conor McGregor, and Anthony Pettis, and I did think he beat Anthony Pettis as well. Might be a little biased there, but I thought he got it done. And it's just tough because Niko Price, it's someone who, you always see him at the underdog price, and he always seems to somehow find a way. It seems like he's one of those guys who is losing the fight until he, lands a shot. And I typically pick against Niko Price a ton. I'm not a big fan of this guy, but he seems to be able to get it done. He's outlanded by his opponents in pretty much every single fight he's in. He can be taken down. He's been submitted before. He's been knocked out 3 times. But, man, it's tough because Cerrone – towards the end of his career right now, 37 or 38 years old, I believe, and he just hasn't been looking great. So Cerrone is typically a very slow starter, and I don't really like that in this typical fight. Like with Price, he's not going to start slow. He's going to start fast. He's going to try to knock out Cerrone. Cerrone does get better as the fight goes on, but I don't know if Price is going to give him that opportunity. So I'm going to pick Price here. And it sucks because I'm a big Cowboy Cerrone fan, one of my most favorite fighters. But I just think Cerrone's, on his way out of his career. He's been knocked out 7 times in 51 fights. And I'm going to say Price knocks him out in that first round. Actually looking at potentially betting this maybe Price by knockout. But I don't know. It's a tough fight to call. It really is. So give me Niko Price. Not overly confident in it, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get it done here.
Yeah, man, I feel so similar. I think you put it exactly how it should be said is, I'm expecting Cowboy to win this fight right up until the moment he loses. You guys have pretty much covered it. I think Cowboy is the sharper, more well-rounded, dare I say, better fighter, but Niko carries explosions in his limbs. I mean, this guy's got hammer fist KO from his back on Randy Brown, an up kick heel to the chin KO over James Vick. Now that's James Vick. But, a fight that I think this fight can end up looking very similar to in the Tim Means Niko Price fight. At the same time, I probably rate Tim Means, even another guy who's fading, another guy who's aging. I would probably put Tim Means over Cowboy Cerrone at this point. But, when I think about how this fight should play, I think it could be very similar. I think, when we look at that fight, it was Tim Means really laying it on Niko. I mean, to the point where Tim Means starts clowning him, open hand slapping him, you know what I mean? And actually hitting him with some really good slaps, almost buckles him, almost sits him down with some open hand slaps to the jaw. But what happens? Niko Price finds that bomb. All he needs is one, puts it on Tim Means' chin, fight's over. I mean, I got a feeling this fight's going to play out very similar to that. I think Cowboy is going to be getting it done, putting in the better work, potentially putting in the more output. But the thing is, Cowboy is known to be a slow starter. So there's a very good chance that if Niko doesn't catch him very, very early, and by very early, I mean first minute and a half, 2 minutes, Cowboy Cerrone could win this first round. Cowboy Cerrone could be cruising in the second round. I mean, if Cowboy Cerrone can avoid the danger, Cowboy Cerrone could win this fight. I really do think Cowboy could win. Just the chances of him not eating a big shot from Niko, I don't see it happening. He's going to catch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hard shots on the chin. And I'm not sure if Cowboy can even take one of them. I'm going to take Niko Price in this one. I do feel a little, what's the word I'm looking for here? A little suspicious, though. I feel like the Cowboy could be more live. I see the chat's very split. We've got a lot of people that think going to be an easy fight. Niko finds the KO. A lot of people think he's going to be able to avoid the danger, take Niko out, or get the decision nod. Very tough fight to call. I mean, you look at who's Cowboys losing to. Probably people above the level of Niko Price, maybe outside of Pettis, but I'm with you, Cody. I think Cowboy beat Anthony Pettis, honestly. So tough fight to call, man. I'm gonna pick Niko Price. Gonna try not to bet him though. At the same time, though, why do I have a feeling Niko's gonna knock this guy out 2 or 3 minutes into the fight? And I'm gonna go, wow, that would have been some really easy money to make. It is what it is. I'm going to pick Niko. Guru, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to be the only one going the other way here. I'm going to go with
there we go.
And yeah, I mean, you guys broke it down perfectly. It's like when you look at the fight, just pure technique wise, I think Cowboy is better everywhere. He's better on the feet, better on the ground, probably even better in the clinch. But Niko is a lot bigger guy. He's explosive and he has one punch knockout power. He's fresher, younger. So, those are the advantages for Niko. But when I just look at the fight, I mean, Niko, he doesn't really throw a lot of fakes or feints, and he does come forward with these explosive blitzes. And that's what Cowboy's going to have to worry about early on is just Niko blitzing in and touching him. But I do feel like if he can get his timing, if he doesn't get finished early on, like we've seen multiple times, I think that he's going to start to land shots as Niko comes in, like the front knees, the shots like that. And when he goes forward, I really think he could put it on Niko, because we've seen Niko time and time again when he's fighting guys that are better strikers than him get pieced up, man. I mean, even by guys that I don't think like Tim Means is good, but I mean, we can all agree Tim Means doesn't put combinations together like a Cowboy Cerrone. He's not at that level. So, I mean, I think that I'm going to go with Donald. I think that if he wants to grapple, he could maybe grapple too. I mean, we saw Tim Means even take down Niko Price in that fight as well. So it wasn't like he was just out striking him. And I mean, Tim Means isn't really a guy that's known for his grappling. So if Tim Means can take you down, if guys like George Sullivan can take you down, then I definitely think Cerrone could take you down. And yeah, I'm just going to go with Cowboy Cerrone. I'm going to hope that, he has one more left in him, survives that first round and can start taking over and get the win. So I'm going to pick Cowboy to win second or third round here, a finish.
There you go.
Yeah, you know what? To that extent, I would look at it a little bit from that live bet. At least let Cerrone get around in to see what you're getting, and then maybe you can make a play on it. Because even though you can talk about his 4-fight losing streak, world-class competition, the absolute best guys, right? The Tony Ferguson fight, he doesn't look bad for the first few minutes, but he blows his nose. Savvy veteran Donald Cerrone, been around the block, blows his nose, swells up his own eye so that the fight's over. Gaethje fight, he does not last a round. He's completely outclassed. He gets smoked out. Conor McGregor, this is the biggest fight anybody could ever ask for. The biggest fight you get. He, by his own account, just didn't show up that night. 40 seconds in, gets smoked out. Ain't no thing. And then he gets Pettis. Well, Pettis is a former world champion. At least it's a fight you can get motivated for. He's a former world champion. He's looked very bad at welterweight. And listen, Pettis got pillar to post dominated by Nate Diaz at 170 pounds. And then fights in a razor-close fight with Donald Cerrone thereafter. I just don't know that Cerrone shows up really wanting it. And listen, if you're in a fight, you want it. You don't show up to lose. It's Cerrone. I get all that. It's that, like, the 4-fight losing streak is not only just the best guys, but it's like it's almost troubling. Like, writing's definitely on the wall. But then, yeah, you do the tape research, and he has the technical advantage everywhere. So dangerous fight in that perspective. I can see the dog play for sure. It's just I think that it's gonna be dicey. Could be dicey either way.
Yeah, tough nut to crack for sure. Tough one to get a read on. I got to be honest. Early, when this fight dropped, I said this could be a sneaky dog play here on Cerrone, and Guru's willing to take it. But I ended up on Niko. I just got a feeling, man, that chin of Donald's going to get tested, and I don't like what I'm seeing lately.